It hasn't really caused the uproar that it used to cause back in the days. But regardless, we are aware that there's still subsidy, even though some of the marketers and dealers in the petroleum sector have said, I don't see what the government is subsidizing, but we've spent trillions of naira subsidizing price of petrol for Nigerians. My big question for you now on Facebook at Nigeria Info PH will seek to find out from your locality, where do you get your petrol and how much do you pay for a litre? Would like to know this morning, where do you get your petrol? I saw something very shocking. That was yesterday. It was around your Berekwere area. I was in the vehicle. We were driving towards NTA Road, right? And I saw a tanker on the side of the road selling petrol. Yeah, he was actually selling. The driver was selling petrol to somebody who wanted to put petrol in his car. So the person had jerry cans, and he was selling to the person there on the road. Wow. And I said to myself, okay, what is happening? Anyways, my guest today is the chairman of PETROAN in Rivers State, Francis Dimpka, who is running late. I would have to apologize on his behalf because of the traffic situation. He called me earlier and said he left his house really early, so he doesn't want my trouble or the trouble of Rivers people. He left really early, but still got held up in traffic. But definitely will be here with us to discuss some of these issues, because at the end of the day, they are the final. They are the ones we interact to. The community interact with the most, because we go to the filling stations to buy. All right, so we interact with them the most. We just wait and get further information from him. But until that time, where do you get your petrol, and how much have you been paying for a litre? Would like to find out. You can drop your comments on Facebook at Nigeria Info PH. You can also drop your comments on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. You can send me a WhatsApp message on 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. That is the WhatsApp number. Call me on the number 070 092 30923. I'll take that again, 070 0923 0923. Again, the number to call is 070 0923 0923. Where have you been getting petrol, and how much do you pay for a litre? Because we know that some of the filling stations are closed. A few of them are closed already. What their reasons could be, well, we don't know. Is it for lack of product? Some people say these marketers are trying to create some Yuletide artificial scarcity so they can cash out ending the year. I don't know why anybody would buy a product and then want to hoard it and not sell, because you might not make money, especially when other people are selling. So, what is really the situation? And it's not just in Rivers. I mean, it's just gradually creeping into Rivers State. The issue has been on in other parts of the country, in Abuja, some parts of the north, Lagos State as well. It's been going back and forth, and eventually, it's arrived here. Various stations across the country, according to reports, say they sell for about 170, 190 to 200 naira a litre. Various parts of the country. And they say this was reached after some sort of subtle agreement. This was according to the Punch. The Punch said there was a subtle agreement between the government officials and oil marketers. Well, we would have to confirm, but that's what the Punch is reporting. Bob is calling from Iwafe. Bob, good morning. What's that call? Uche from Mboba, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Uche, you're welcome. Talk to me. Good morning.
Yes, it's not just this week. Since last week, I've been buying fuel for 195, 200 naira. If you go to some filling stations like Bobby, they sell at 200. You go to Joras, somewhere near NTA, they're selling at 200. But that's not just the worst of it. The worst is that even when you're buying at that amount for a litre, you're not even getting the complete litre. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
if you go there with a jerry can of 4 liters and buy 4 liters, you measure it and you find out that you're having like 3.5 liters. So it's just a total rip-off. You increase the price, you reduce the quantity. It's not fair. DPR is not doing their job. If this were to do their job, at least if you're buying it for 195, we know that it's a liter you're buying, not 0.5 liter, 0.7 liter. It's not fair. At the end of the day, when you buy 4,000 naira fuel, you don't see anything on your bill. We are suffering, honestly. It's not
So the last time you bought for 200. Is what you're confirming now. And then you're also saying some of the filling stations tamper with their meters.
Yes.
Okay.
When you go, if you want to know, when you check your gauge, you will know. Like people that have been using car, when you buy 20 liters, you know where you expect it to get.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you want to be very sure, just go with a 4-liter can. Let them to give you 4 liters. You will now see that, my brother, you have been having about 3 point something. It's not even up to 3.6 liters. It's not fair now. Why is Nigeria like this?
All right.
Like a jungle. You do whatever you want. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to make sure that the right thing is done. Very unfortunate.
All right, let's go over to Ebonyi State now. Okonkwo is on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okonkwo, you're welcome.
Thank you. Hear me?
Go on.
That was in September when the petroleum tankers went on strike. And people were asking them to suspend their strike. I made a call that day and I told the people of this state and the nation at large through this platform too that if they suspend, within 2 weeks that another fuel problem would start. And it has started now. Let me go directly to your question. What exactly that is the cause of this particular one now? And the reason you also asked a question, why have our refineries not been put in order? They don't want to do it, and the reason is so that the citizens will now continue to suffer. Just like as somebody has said that 170 naira per liter is not sustainable. Maybe in his mind, he wants to make it to be 500, 1,000 naira per liter, so that his wicked mind will be sustained. And this is my first time of living in a country where government now use the citizens to survive. It is no more the citizens using government to survive. So, you also asked a question. I said we should call and tell you how much we bought and where we bought it.
Mm-hmm.
But they fear me conclusively. If I tell you how much that I've been buying, what will you do? You can't do anything.
Well, we might not. I might not be able to do something, but Okonkwo, if you can listen to me, we have my guest perhaps would then have to call his people to order and see what we do, because then we can hold them accountable and say this is what you were saying and this is where you bought it from and this is how much you bought. So we have to now have a conversation with them and the bodies that are in charge of regulating this, so that they look into the situation.
Brother, hear me. Since 1999, have we not been having a discussion with them? And the worst is happening. So we are just here to suffer, but God is with us. Thank you.
All right, Okonkwo, thank you. I think we can continue with the conversation and not really just lose up. Muriel from Africa, good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, you hear me?
Yeah, good morning to you.
My concern about this fuel is that on Wednesday, when they announced that there might be an increase in the price, that Wednesday morning I bought fuel at the rate of 200 naira. And that same station I bought fuel the other day, they sold at 195, was it 195 or 190 thereabouts? So why the sudden increase? Is it that they just bought fuel? These things are so annoying. When I went there, I was telling the lady, I said, but yesterday I bought fuel and you sold me at this, and now immediately you heard that there might be an increase. You just increased price. And you say, fuel has started increasing. So my issue is that, and I now heard of the next day in news that there is just one station.
One depot.
Yes, one depot that just supplying at Abonima Wharf there, that area. That's because of the dreadlock. I said, and I began to ask myself, is it that there are other depots that have and they are holding it? So why are they holding it? Are there no agencies that should checkmate these people? Is there any issue? Why are they holding it? Is it that there is no this thing at all anywhere? Just that depot that has. So I want to find out, are there other depots that have and they are holding it? What is really the issue? Thank you, then.
All right, thank you very much. We've been trying to get in touch with the association chairman for the depots in River State, but they've been evading conversation or trying to evading giving the public correct information or even incorrect or accurate or inaccurate information. Any information at this moment, people really want to know. And I wonder why such associations or individuals in certain positions for this kind of associations do not give information to the public. Because this is what you create. You say you do not want panic buying. You say you do not want people to begin to rush to filling stations because that might cause some of these filling stations who operate in shady manners to begin to take advantage of the situation. But after saying this, you shy away from giving information to people who need them. You shy away from giving information to people who need them. So it's surprising that now that you don't want panic buying, but you do not give people the required information. What stops the depots to come out and say, this is what it is, that is what it is, everybody be calm, give an explanation or say something, as against just being quiet and allow people just assume whatever they want to, and we have the situation we have on ground. Well, let's also bear in mind, not only that the depots are involved, we also have there's IPMAN, there's PETROAN, there are many associations that come together to do this, and then there's the government as well. The NNPC Limited has said, well, 170, it might not even be feasible. The Punch reports that there was some subtle agreement between oil marketers and the government to sell for between or above the official price, to sell for within 170 to 190 naira per liter. Now we're getting reports that people are selling for as much as 200 to 205 naira per liter. Well, let us know where you're buying and how much you pay for it. The conversation continues after now. We'll be speaking hopefully with the PETROAN chairman in River State, and if time permits us as well, I might get in touch with the IPMAN chairman, representative of IPMAN, to also hear their inside of the story. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. 92.3 Nigeria Info on Facebook at Nigeria Info PH, on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. We'll be right back. to be a part of the conversation, and we're trying to find out from you where you have been buying petrol and how much you have been paying for a litre of petrol around your area. We're all aware of the situation, and we're all aware of the situation on ground. And different unions, everybody's been putting different opinions out there, including the government, who has said, well, 170 naira might not be feasible anymore for the country. IPMAN, on the other hand, has blamed private depots over the hike in the price of petrol. The Western Zone of IPMAN speaking, the chairman of IPMAN Western Zone, Alhaji Dele Tajuddin, was the person who made this known. It was according to a report on the Vanguard, where he was speaking and condemned the increase and said there had been increase in depot price of fuel from 148 naira 17 kobo per litre to 178 naira per litre since last week. And because the marketers are buying from the private depots at an increased price, they can't sell for the approved price. They have to sell above that. My question now is, why we selling to the private depots, and why are they still selling to private depots if they know that private depots are not selling at the approved price? Shouldn't somebody have this private depots sell at the price they ought to sell? So when you look at the questions involved in this, many questions pointing in too many directions, and serious answers are needed so we can really say this is where the issue is coming from. But it stands now, people say they are buying for as much as 200 to 205 naira. Well, you can send WhatsApp messages to me at 0809 030 6416, 0809 030 6416. You can also do well to call me up on the numbers 092 30923, 070 0923. I'll take those again, 070 0923 0923. Let's take some of your messages on Facebook now. This one says from Eberi Omuma, say at Omuma we buy for 250 naira per litre. That's Stanley. A carrier case UC says I just got at Con Oil by Bolu East West Road at 205 naira. Okay, this person just had like this one here says this message says I bought 220 naira at a berry links in Owerri. May God save us. This is Umma Lebara on Facebook. This person says Ogolo Ibim Clement Daminabo says Iwofe Road and the price 190 naira. And now it's not uniform. So it's the reason why I hope the PETROAN chairman is able to get here in time. Well, by the time I spoke to him last, he says he was around the Eliezer axis. So I was expecting that in like 30 minutes should be enough to get here. More messages on Facebook. This one says, okay, I can't. On WhatsApp, the number is 0809 030 6416. Don't forget. So IPMAN condemning the issue. Marketers, well, not unofficially, saying there was a conversation between, a report says unofficial agreement between federal government and oil marketers to sell at the price that some of them are selling, which is around 170 to 190. So for those who are selling for 200 and 205, The question now is, where are they buying from and why are they selling at that price? Who is regulating the activity of the depots, and who is selling to private depots? If you go to the government depots, perhaps it's possible to get at the price that you should. But if that's not the case, who is selling to the private ones? Plenty questions to ask. Hopefully we get some answers while I wait on my guest, the PETROAN chairman here in Rivers State. Would also try to get in touch with the national chairman, Billy Gillis Harry, for the association. He's speaking with us via telephone. Mr. Harry, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Nigeria.
Yes. So I'd like to hear from you, PETROAN's position in all of these issues. The price of petrol in Rivers State and other parts of the country, we've heard reports of people buying for as much as 190 naira to as high as 200 and 205 naira, with 170 naira being the minimum. What really is the situation and what's happening?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And just to let you know that PETROAN as an association is geared, our policy drive is to ensure that there's efficiency petroleum product service delivery to the end users and to industries. What is happening is that petroleum products is not sourced and done as is supposed to be. We do not have our depots like Element, for instance, that is functioning to supply petroleum products to retail outlet owners. So, in order not to allow people to suffer from adulterated products or, product mixed with water and all that kind of thing, I'm going to pay about 400, 350 to 400 naira per litre. But retail outlet owners are sourcing genuine petroleum products from different sources. And because the cost of landing is different from station to station, the prices are also not going to be the same. That is why you are seeing differences in different prices.
So you're saying that there isn't product at the government depots? Is that what you're saying, or there's no product available?
Yeah, the government depots don't have petroleum products at this time.
So it's
we're only buying products from private depots.
Who sells to private depots?
Well, somehow the source of the product in collaboration with NNPC. And don't forget that this is now a private limited liability company also.
So the government cannot source the product with the NNPC, but private depots can.
Well, the process is very complex and complicated.
That we understand, but sorry to interrupt you. If private depots can source for this product working with the NNPC Limited, and they get it and sell at the price that they do, why can't the government also get the same product working with the NNPC Limited so that people can buy at the normal price?
If you go to any NNPC station, you will discover that you buy petroleum products at the minimum price of 174, and some of them who don't have the product directly, even though the NNPC stations may be selling much higher than that. So even from NNPC stations now, you cannot get product at 165. So that is the reality. The dollar cost to Naira, the dollar exchange rate to Naira is a major issue. All the shipping charges from Lagos to Port Harcourt to Warri to Calabar, they are all denominated in the US dollar. And as you can see, dollar is fluctuating massively, very, very rapidly. Yesterday, it was sourced at 700 naira. In previous days, it was sourced at much higher. So that is the truth of what is happening. And if we say, let's fold our hands, then there will be all those stations will be wet. All stations will have to keep saying, let's wait until NNPC gets products and supply to us. But that's not the spirit. We have to try to make sure that we work hard to source for products and make sure that our stations are wet and we can sell to the public. At least at a price much, much better than the market, which you buy about 3,500 to 4,000 per 10 liters. So that is the reality.
All right, Mr. Harry, thank you very much for the information and sharing your short time with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah, we just spoke with the national chairman, PETROAN, Gilly Harris. But while we were having that conversation with him, the River State chairman of PETROAN just arrived in the studio. I know we don't have a lot of time, but we'll do the best that we can. Mr. Francis Dimpka, you're welcome.
Yeah, Rivers people, we are really very sorry. We left our home, let me say precisely, we left at about minutes to 7 this morning. Everywhere is just locked. And as I speak to you, I had to park my car somewhere and run down to the station because of the love of Rivers people and because of the love of PETROAN.
All right, now he's sweet talking us, but then let's accept your apology and let's cut to the chase because we're already running out of time.
Yes.
We heard the national chairman give us
national president,
I beg your pardon, of the association speaking with us shortly. What is the situation like here in Rivers State? What is really happening?
Precisely what is happening in Rivers State now is following what is happening in the nation. There is no enough product circulating in Rivers.
But that's not what the government says.
What we are saying is, you ask me what is happening now. As I speak to you, the only depot that is loading out now is Dozie. That is somewhere around Abonima Wharf. That is the only depot loading out. And this is not loading out only to Rivers people. It's loading out to everybody that comes from any part of this nation to come and buy fuel in Rivers State or Port Harcourt. So it's paying for the product. We're not even talking about price. My national president have talked about pricing. Talking about the logistics of procuring is another thing. You pay for product, for example, you enter line. It takes you like 1 week to be able to load. When I was coming, I was listening on the station and somebody said he just bought fuel and by the time he went there, the price changed. If you manage to load one truck, up to 3-4 stations can share that one truck, maybe 10 or 11,000 or 15,000. And once they sell it off, they are waiting for another truck. So it takes the order period has been truncated.
So the fact that
the order quantity and the order levels, everything has been truncated. And so it's affecting distribution.
So are you saying that the price is not certain? If you buy from the depot at a certain price now, when you go back next time to buy, it might not be at that same price.
If you buy, like if you bought last week and you shared it, maybe 11,000, and you're selling, and the truck went back to queue, and it took the truck another 1 week to come back. Probably that 1 week coming back happened to be when you sold off that one. Definitely it came back on a different price. And so the retailer will change the price on new stock that have come in. But people think they change the price on old stock. They just bought this morning. In the afternoon, it has changed. He bought this morning, maybe that's the closing stock. And maybe later in the day, the new stock came in that they shared, distributed, maybe little quantity into various stations. PETROAN is trying to make sure that fuel gets into the state. So PETROAN is even in the forefront of trying to procure this product and distribute amongst.
What about for those people who are saying we're not bothered about how much we're buying, but then the meters are being tampered with?
Good. That is the area of interest. We are working closely with the relevant government agency, that is the weight and measure, to ensure that the meters of members of PETROAN University are put at where government has requested it to put.
Mr. Dimpka, you have been working closely with this association.
Yes.
Ever since we have this conversation.
No, what I'm trying to tell is that
we're yet to see people being apprehended.
If you go to yes, we apprehend people. The PETROAN ourselves, we apprehend people. We caution our members. and sometimes we sanction them. So if some of the stations are not PETRON compliant stations, and if a station is not PETRON compliant, the station can do anything, can do any shabby deal. That is why any PETRON compliant station, we put our sticker and our emblem on that station so that you know it's PETRON compliant. If you go there and find anything that is untoward, you call the number of PETRON that is on that stick on that station. We are doing our best to give Rivers people the best, and we will not stop at all.
Who is selling to the private depot that has product now?
NNPC.
So who is then selling to the government depots?
NNPC.
So why does only the private depot have the product and the government depots don't have?
That is the question for NNPC Logistics. Sometimes they were saying they take product to their own depot, and if they take 10,000 liters, for example, before they finish, the account that their staff will account for them will be 5,000. They will have shortage. What happens to the other one? They and they alone know what happens. So it is cheaper for them to send to private depot and collect their money. That's what they are saying, than sending to their own depot. But we are saying, Petrol members are saying, NNPC, bring this product to government depot and hand over certain quantity to Petrol. Say, Petrol, we are 10 million liters. We are giving you 10 million liters, or Ipman, we are giving you so million liters, and then allow us to take responsibility for the loading out. The product will be complete. That's what we are saying, to help the people. You must not send all the product to the private depot. Send some product to the government depot.
How much is the approved price to sell for lifting from depots? How much is the approved price?
Well, right now, just like my national president said, it's no longer an issue of talking about.
No, we know now with the situation. But then, originally, what should be the price?
Originally, it should be in the neighborhood of 140 something or thereabout, or less than that, so that we could sell 165. 130 something, we sell 165. But as we speak, it was no longer like that. So even the NNPC boss himself have come out to say it is no longer realistic that they are looking at 178 or thereabout. And you're looking at 178 or thereabout. When it gets to how much are they going, how much are they selling? They sell differently too. And at the end of the day, as I speak with you, for you to load out product from private depot in Port Harcourt here, you are getting to the neighborhood of 200 naira. How much will the retailer sell? It's just a vicious circle. Even as I speak with you, we are not comfortable with this situation. We want a permanent situation. Retailers want a permanent situation. Because if you see most of your callers, they say some of us are hoarding. Some of our members are hoarding to cash out. What are we going to hoard for? There is even no product to hoard, not to talk about. When 3-4 filling stations will share one truck.
So if you're saying there are no products, why is the government then saying that they're not products?
So you ask to the eyes of the Rivers man. I'm speaking to the eyes. The government may have their reason and may have their information why they are saying, but we are saying what is before our own eyes. So we are not sure that any member of PETRON is hoarding. They are not hoarding. They can't even hoard.
Let's take a few messages.
Banks will not even let them to hoard because of their funds.
Let's take a few messages. The price of petrol at most stations in Imo State is 220 naira. This is even more painful and pathetic. The federal government, the federal government should stop this exploitation of Nigerians. Emeka Dozo from Owerri sent me that message. This one says, your guest is likely not going to come to your studio because himself is, he's here now. So, see. This one says,
you see, that is the problem. They keep misunderstanding. I was in traffic for 1 hour. They said we're not coming to the studio.
This person says, good morning, please. I don't like what your call screen is doing to me. Hey. This person says, I bought fuel yesterday evening at 210 naira per litre at Air Force Junction at Bar Road, Christian. Another person here says, this is very pathetic. Why can't the government citizens, as they promised us? How can people be suffering like this? We talk here. The government is doing what they like. This person says, I traveled to Benue State and Taraba State last week, bought for 250 naira, came back to Port Harcourt and I'm buying 190 at Woji. Boniface from Woji sent me that message. Another one on WhatsApp says, I bought at 179 at NNPC on Abar Road, close to road safety. This person says, in Abuloma Road, I do buy a litre of petrol for 195 naira. About filling stations in Amadiama roundabout have stopped selling. So the one selling around here sells for 195. Timothy sent in that message. There's still a lot more messages to take, and perhaps we find some sort of arrangement. I would really want to hear from Ipman. If time would permit us, that's just the point. Like, if time would permit us to also hear from any Ipman representative, that would be very good. So we'll just try to get in touch with a representative of Ipman, so we also get their own perspective to this situation and hear what they have to say about this. How long, Mr. Dimpka, should Rivers people be in this situation?
As long as the federal government have not certified and provided enough product for circulation, or have not handled the issue of price very well, the issue of subsidy, they have not handled it, the issue of repairing refineries, our refineries work. As long as these things are still hanging, man, I can't say for now how long this problem will be. But temporary solutions could actually come. All
right, Dr. Obele, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
All right, it's Nigeria Info. Ifeami Andrews speaking with you. We know you're a representative of Ipman. What's the situation?
No, I'm the representative. I'm the executive chairman of Ipman Rivers.
We are aware of the court situations you have, so we don't want to take any sides on that until the court gives a final decision on your leadership status. But for now, what's most important is the situation on ground for Rivers people and what the position of Ipman is concerning it. Unfortunately, we might not have all the time in the world. So if you can, just in a minute, tell us what is happening, and from Ipman's perspective, how are we going about it?
Okay, let me start by first greeting my brother in your studio, and I would say he has done well to the question. Yesterday, the MD of PPMC... Hello?
Go on, you have 1 minute.
Go ahead.
Okay, I said yesterday, the MD of PPMC did a conference call with all the national leadership of Ipman, and I was privileged to be there. He made us to understand that what is happening right now is a nationwide phenomenon, and it's called a supply gap. The total quantity that they should ordinarily be importing to the nation, they are unable to meet up, and hence they ask us to apply to the people. And we try to confirm from them what is the reason, and they explained to us, as at yesterday, that the landing cost of PMS is gradually going ahead of their benchmark. Their benchmark was put at 260 naira per litre, and as at yesterday, landing cost of PMS was close to 470 naira per litre. Hence, they are importing from the international market, and they are yet to get approval to close that the landing cost. And since they are not importing, since for the fact that the landing cost has risen, that's why we are saying this. But it's quite unfortunate that this is coming close to the festive period, and from our to February, March next year before they will get approval for that.
Thank you very much, Dr. Obele, for your time. We really have to wrap things up here now. We don't have a lot of time on our hands. We wished you were here earlier, but then certain situations led to this particular moment.
Well, let me just say summarily to Rivers
10
people.
seconds.
10 seconds. Please, I beg our Rivers people, I beg everybody doing business in Rivers State, that the only temporary solution from us, the masses, to this situation now means buy what you need. Use. Do not stock. We're entering into dry season. It is dangerous for you to do so.
All right. Thank you very much. My name is Ifeami Andrew. That's Francis Dimpka, PETROAN State Chairman. Have a great day. Hello, Port Harcourt. Next.